niang sa ba no? Asher ba no? Dia nang achiego, that's what no? Okay, now we are almost nearing to the end of our fruitful day, I believe. The last one, because I really couldn't finish off career guidance program without this topic, that is business and entrepreneurship. Because this is the talk, this is what is happening now. No? And that's why I just couldn't skip without this. Now, business and entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs. These are actually two different words. Most of us, we confuse businessmen, entrepreneurs, but there is a difference. Businessmen and entrepreneurs. There's a small difference. Actually, you know what happens with entrepreneurs? Have you heard about this word, entrepreneurs? You know? Yes? Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone who is an entrepreneur? Do you know anyone who is an entrepreneur? Businessmen, do you know many? Entrepreneur, do you know anyone from our community, let's just say? No one specifically? Small scale, but doesn't matter. Small scale, big scale. They have the right concept to that. That's not yellow. See, that's how our society is all about. Government job, self-earning. That's no more. But anyway, I think there is a lot to think about in that particular point. Now, see, entrepreneurs, no? I'm also not basically a full-fledged entrepreneur and all, but see, you know what these entrepreneurs do as compared to businessmen? The only different thing that they do is, you know, entrepreneurs, what they do is, they find a problem. Okay, entrepreneurs, what they do is, they find a problem, they take that problem out, and then they find a solution to that problem. That's what entrepreneurs do actually. Did you get my point here? See, to complain is very easy to know. Ya majong aji me priye me jimas ba aji umlar wo ya na. Ano by no solution jiga paner zango do das na ji waji mali. But that is exactly what entrepreneurs do. They not only find a problem, they find a solution to that problem also. And that's one of the more core ingredients about being an entrepreneur in our society also. Here, most of the times, again, no offense against anyone, I am not here to hurt the sentiments of anyone. But reality again, as I mentioned. Here, most of the times what we do when we plan to start something, maybe a small business, or when we start calling ourselves entrepreneurs, what do we do? Tangar kichi iya lir atwa chiz chonga uyale hano niya to yakte. Ja mijimbili ne. Saka setak ba telok pa nor je ji kija mijimbili. Saka pinjong mabang nong bay na December da November December da mabang nong bay. Iba im nong je youth kari panok pinjong chana ma mong sa ba. Ada mana je pinjong fan. Panogi kiji open flash ta sede. Open flash na card no ni ko mga siya so je playing card ba ji kiji sa open flash o da servo da item ya ga yong sa lemang nong da. Da jin no gong zi sa yong sa panogi. Da su nong do Lingwa dangdo hapta ka natsungda nongdo nisongdo every evening ji wo wo yang ji dang nong de per nisongwa chongwa do wo open flash sayer ba wo ji sa ji honest da wo ji na so card da wo ya so ni card da sa na ta men na ra do ai iba concept pa ya ga dai na ji aji ni tang da ba te sa za wo kita no ta tu ha card pa ki ga le tong da ra ma sa ga asno dang juwa ji pe na ja chimbi di dang card ta sa da ya this is server Malidang, Matamarkana, Madang Karsea, Apu, server shit up, no Aruna, no one was on that. But you know one unique thing? Cards, yeah, no, listen, no pusher. In probability, we study about cards. Every magician in our first trick, playing cards in our season, we have to change our mindset. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And so what happened was, iba chaka noji jugo every evening do jugo ajong ado nung tupper yang sido jugo card open flash to saya panok to panok cha sen ar tiagar kara sen na der da do sai der da no liong au dang do kan na na ler do panok next tats lurji ano group ka di tan kasado tai ni song no yang jia o tan ano tats ler ano tats lurji ano group ka di tan hapta zeng dang noji jugo ta nong iba baji iba lemangji lure sendep killer. Ta iba lemang dao ba baji it leads to a church on one side. Ta sno ji wa nong do ju kari li wa ba do ju bu ra do ju adu la bo do kor sendep ki do da dong rang. Ta si ju ji sendep ki do ye au dang do casino do ajang a dang a war me dang da ju ski dang do. 다시 주고 par 임든지기 오장하시지 넌 오이다 마시지 다시랑 주고 안는 닥지 다시지 파라마하 싱아마하 다시 오픈종지 싱아 디빌마마의 마모. When we think of business or being an entrepreneur, what do we try to do? We don't listen to ourselves. We don't look at the society, we don't see what is the problem. What do we see? We search for what others are doing. Chugoda mo sono neno ka identify sa rubaji pisa sa printing ya kita. Home printing, t-shirt printing sang kakat nor printing sang ya first nong kari la waller. Sa jo taun chugun ni sungwai ka sengo. Beep kitang print shiba da order message ba. So there are other bright ideas also. So what I'm trying to tell you here is being an entrepreneur means not only finding a problem but bringing a solution to that. And that is the main mantra in being a successful entrepreneur. Not what somebody has already done. What is a new product that you're going to give? That is being an entrepreneur. I have one student who is very popular as an entrepreneur in Nagaland from Mogokchung only, and many of you will know. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think this church is also associated with that guy. He's the co-founder of Tabernacle, which connects churches, building records and all of that. Now see, what did he do? I'll read you a message which he sent me, okay, long time back. He was a very dear student of me. I'll just read his message in very short. And I quote, "My journey as an entrepreneur began with a chance encounter with church leaders who expressed frustration with outdated methods of membership record keeping. Traditional registers were becoming obsolete and vulnerable to damage and loss, while spreadsheets and Word documents were not sufficient enough. Existing business software did not cater to the specific needs of churches, rendering themselves unusable. Moreover, accounting software designed for businesses proved too complicated for church administration. In response to these needs, I founded Tabernacle, a comprehensive software solution designed specially for churches to address their unique technology requirements. Through the design process, the software was tailored to the specific needs of churches, ensuring a seamless and effective user experience. Tabernacle serves as the go-to software for churches seeking to streamline their operations and enhance their technological capabilities." He is the only one that I know who has done this in Nagaland. or maybe in India if I remember, for churches. Because there are other softwares also which are very complicated, as you mentioned. So this is what people do, no? They listen, they find out the problem. Original entrepreneurs, that's it. Bringing their own ideas. They listen to the problems, they bring out solutions to that. And that's why they are successful, no? Because they're providing something that others haven't provided. Another question is, if you want to be an entrepreneur, what are you planning to provide? Something new, but not something which I already have. Something new. In short, some of you may think that I'm blowing my own trumpet, but it's not like that. Please don't get me wrong. When I first came back to Mokokchung after my basic education, post-graduation, I came back by, I think, 2009. And then I joined Queen Mary Secondary School. And then I started teaching there. But as the years passed by, I could sense some problems with the students, tuitions. Like students were like, tuition timing, miladap tang do isa mador. Kadang do gi maths agyaruner saka pazibaj no padano physics to no alam ba yan luzo ba. Tas yi ju kan no do an do magi de by tuition do. And the cost also. Juwaji merjang asam gi no logi ja merjang asam. Logi ja merjang subject pazigi dang ju da no merjang turn na turn sama do dok se ipam ba banji. So students were struggling to juwaji last no ji wo ju你如果没设计上 physics 设计上 chemistry 设计上 bio 设计上卡当心子身体没 braces. So that was a problem for 1-2 years which I was observing here in Mokokchung. Then that is when we decided that okay, why not give the students a common platform? Until then, coaching culture was not there in Mokokchung, to be very frank. So we decided to give a common platform to the students where we will bring in the resources. You can come, sit, study all the subjects at one common place, which proved to be time-saving, which proved to be cost-effective. Tang de shi wo je aki dang subject kai na li bai ban du ta jin ba du tang de subject to pu bong la ki de. That is exactly what I mean. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ideas that you're bringing forward. And that way only your society will develop. Because being an entrepreneur simply doesn't mean thinking about you only. Because entrepreneurs, what they do is they not only bring solutions, they bring employment also. They bring employment to the society also. And that is what you are supposed to be. If you want to be an entrepreneur, first, find a genuine problem. Second, find a solution to that. But don't sell me what I already have. Sell me what I don't have. Why should I buy from you? That is the question. When I'm already getting it from there, why should I buy from you? So being a successful entrepreneur, listen to yourself, look around you. Bring in genuine problems and genuine solutions to that. Some of the important characteristics of being an entrepreneur is you need to have the ability to take risk, because every ideas will not be successful. That you should also understand. We don't live in a perfect world. Some ideas fail, some ideas will succeed. But you need to have that ability to take the risk. You need to be innovative, as I exactly mentioned. You need to bring in new ideas, not the ideas which are already existing. Bring in some new ideas. You need to be a visionary with leadership quality. That is, obviously, as we all know, you need to be open-minded. Because if you're negative, you cannot be successful. Okay, that's one thing, one rule about business. You need to be open-minded. Unless you are able to listen to criticisms. That is one natural problem with most of us we have. We just can't listen to criticisms. But criticisms can be taken in a very good way. Starting no shiba medo kan. Class 10 ya Tabernacle Traborai ga dia ras nang da zon nokten. Science sang sang, art sang sang commerce. Das sang do no gi pa nok tang. Parcher chala jaba se yung ni mo da allergy. I no ni science bo da zang ma se da. Ma chungwa da shirma sa ba dak tamrang ba ga magat az mesen da je lai pai mesi da ta ashima jong. Aji ashi no jo Mobilazon no ta kuda sir na yo no na ji me ji chimbir ba. Uno se aji da si ma jong bu masado. That is because you are not open to criticisms, na. But sometimes criticisms can help you because it will give you the other side. It will help you look into yourself. Ya aiga di waya uchiya mijimbi de ro. De alni manong ba. Aiga di uchiya mijimbi de ro. So anam se irang jimbi ze. Tamasong do maginer nangsen maginer. But why? There are some problems. Why some people cannot talk with us directly is most probably, I think, it's not about the problem with them. I think the problem might be with you. You are maybe not open to criticisms. Maybe you don't take criticisms properly. I know to lay with some. Yabu maza, that's a karibo, I should have. Sakaribo no, okay, not remember what if need to let us on, but the moon need us on. It depends on that theory, okay? It depends on that theory. That is very important. You need to be open-minded also. And that's why being a very successful entrepreneur, you need to be open-minded because only criticisms will help you grow. Asno unwalero ya tertiary alibaji tajongwa daga jimbero asno yi. Kudang tertiary later nakam dangar. Tertiary malinombo nazimis nador. You take life for granted. Sa kudang tertiary later, you know that you take one step back, patamay tuwatok sa jugo. So that's why you become very careful. That's why you need to be open-minded. You need to be flexible. It all comes to that only. You need to be flexible and you should know your product. Because if you do not know your product, how are you going to advertise your product? That is very important again. Because now then how would you be able to convince the buyer from buying your product? Advantages of entrepreneurs, as I mentioned earlier, are it creates employment. That means not only you benefit, your society benefits. Second, as I mentioned, impact on society and community development, increased standard of living, and many more. Some example I want to share also again. This is just a thought only. I see during winter vacation, summer, December, January, no, yeah, it's not lemaya sa do na stalls ki barbecue stalls ang ata boy ga ler stalls to December do tumado korbo karibo yang taler maligi rang anyone has an experience of opening the stalls during December karbo I need your input, that's why I'm asking you. Anyone has any idea? Anyone has done that? No. That means you should try that because sometimes you should try earning on your own also. That's one problem which I was stressing upon. Dignity of labor. Dignity of labor is so low here in Nagaland and especially here in Mokokchung that you don't want to do low jobs. You want to be white-collared wala only, no? Example, guys, this time, when I went to this last December, of course, when I went to Delhi, I took my daughter to the zoo because she wanted to visit the zoo. And after that, when we came out, as we were waiting for the taxi, she saw this motor sabji, chole we call it, chana sabji, motor sabji, chole. And she told me that I want to eat that. I said, okay, fine, chalo. Since we were waiting for the taxi, I went, approached the chana wala, that's motor wala, and then asked, give me a plate. Then he said, I can't because motor to chole to hai, lekin bati nahi hai. Means bati to tumado ba. Motor ji boler, aun ji boler, bati tumado. It was around about 4 p.m. in the evening. Then I asked, wah. Na igi, au gi maho je, hindi gi. Na igi teti amener dito. Tas no ba yes, ni igi na amener. Yakin nan jaga. Pano jaga leron na pano yakin nan jaga. Ano mo kuji sab no padi tumado estimate ka mamade da na nai. Tas no made da ler tan ji no kuji saba tumado ka ja da padi ko ipnor ba no padi mer janga na pnor ba da ba. Ta no padi mer janga na tumado padi ka no ya sungkwe sinmetsi nguji na yak ta. Ta no class 1 means government job wala ka na ita sinji ba kan no kamar. But that we do not realize here, na? Because igijin asiba maji tangni kanjimi bamado vet doctor na kiji doctor veterinary wa azak doctor. That's the concept, no? Na ji bamaji stall ga labok no labwandar ba mao labok no that is again anuka ajia wa problems na problems in our society ka labok ta sir iba subject kamadan zaknai anu no mer da nu se mer mutse mer kamadan za da de definitely your lifestyle will increase na kum ga changda no ji wo kiji men nai kia sa go karya li za go na society kiji jimi jas no society honestly you tell me no ner kitang ar kyong kiji jimi tayok lendi noang chanayo gar kiyo karibo padak mu butupa am sha sin ba aji par mo long do pai ar do pai nang sen na do ji na nai wo mar do ji tang ai ku mi ji bro la waller mlin nok yo no ka ha la waller tang la waller mlin nok koi ga de ba ma ba jing yak de ak ze de ipa ma ma ba ji sa yak ma but you should respect this that's what we call dignity of labor ya VIP ma ba na yak noang charna ma li za da ma se no da aji stall in nang chimi ba do ni aji nok dang snang ba ja ja snang kari bu yak tang lir ma li da ji yak tang li no bo ji no yai de ko ma de chang na yak tang ma le na ne wa da yak tang lir ju da de tang na snang de da no ai kan nei bo ba chimi de ba ma le wa de no 아, 예, 성단다. 내 친구들 봐 말리. 사가 아저 구단 라복 당해서 봤네. Last year, 공. 정도였나? 구비야, 너 말라복 봤어. 2-3 days. 이제 빈좀 뭐 놓아야지. 아, 니한 걸. 다시 너 스남시랑 오다 tiya tungwa ngara se ai sanam shiras no mo ne den ji ta cha chimi je le tiya tungwa ngara no mo ji ujang ji kija mi ji mele so can you give us an estimate of how much profit you earned in this 2-3 days estimate 7,000 8,000 in 2-3 days au nong tang kun ta na sum ga men ba au nong tang kun ta na sa sum men ba no ji dang koi da do 7,000-8,000 rupees expenses aja katir. Now from there I think you can make an estimate. That's what I see here also. Pinjong ma no ji go pinjong na ji chang ma mong ba no ma line la bok ta December 2nd week no wo ka ta ma li ga ma dok sai yo ma lya kha da. Then why can't we just do that throughout the whole year also, just to remain jobless and sit at home and then ask parents for money also? Now that's what I mean. I'm not telling you to do that, but dignity of labor should be there. Why can't we continue that also? That will also help unemployment. As I said today, unemployment is just a word followed by idiots. Unemployment should not be there. And that's why people these days with bright ideas, new ideas, come up with this, become entrepreneurs. Because who is the youngest entrepreneur of Nagaland? You should know what is happening, okay, around you. Then you will have a very clear. As far as I remember, the last time I remember was Hiroka Yeptomi, who was, I think, one of the first in Nagaland who brought out the idea of this packaged drinking waters. That's why these people come up with new ideas, new concepts. They sell people the products which they don't have. But here, the concept with our business is sell products which everybody is already selling. So how do you expect your sale and business to boom? That is not going to happen. Okay? So that was the last thing that I wanted to discuss. I don't know how it benefited you, but it did benefit me a lot. Because even me, I ended up learning a lot as I was preparing all this for you. Second thing is, I always wanted to share all these thoughts with the youth, which God made it possible today. So now, we can have maybe 5-10 minutes, not much, because I'm also tired. if anybody has anything to ask, you can ask now, or you can ask later also, personally also, if you don't want to ask. Oh, but I'll just answer to one question again, which one of your friend actually asked. That is one thing I want you to change also, okay? I mean, this is for all of you. Asno na tasenang ziya kang akar. Status. Every time it's all about status. Pa mas na ni asnang no mo ni yang ma shiwa ka madok sa tak sa dang. Na adama bilumang ma. You do not know until you ask. After you ask, you will know. Okay, it's only for that till that moment till you ask. Mas nang da shi ji ang ma de shi asnang len ju ju na ma da dok sa no na. So unless, if you want to just remain unknown, how will you know? You should be more open. That's what I meant, open. You don't know, what is the problem there? I also do not know many things. He was one of my students. I'm telling you, Sir Wabang told me he's assistant ma, one assistant na use, but Sir Wabang was saying, assistant, no, he was my student, ex-student only. We are older people, we were not introduced to technology at a younger age as you were. So we are learning now only, slow learners. And that's why we still do not know a lot about technology. We still do not know what is happening and what is not happening. And that's why I actually, get his help. So that I will tell my ideas, he will help me in preparing all of that. Because there is no problem in asking. And because of that, I also know a lot of things now, because I asked. And one of your friends was today asking me about, sir, what is SSC? So I was very happy that, because nidang chumbi der jido tan bo ajin no no mai kya no ni mi ba mong song do. That's it. Niyam chumbi. But it was good to understand, realize that at least some of you were listening. Some of you are really, just looking, and then, because I was worried that it might become boring, but it was not like that, because you ask a question, that means you were listening. We ask when we listen. We don't ask when we don't listen. So he was asking about what is SSC. That is called Staff Selection Commission. That happens in different grades. Grade A, grade B, it goes grade-wise. But exactly what is SSC? These are, the gate to different jobs. As no secretariat non da city, mas no office car no LDA post na no down the computer operator. Mr. Army in CRPF sang, in defense forces also. Defense does no asa polo na prom mo apurang sinjer na ma sang do na. Police does no pa no office no man ra computer man ra ta no idam chakin no job ji. Aji state government in Nandang Sagaya, central government office all over the country, run as lakh no learn. That SSC provides you the gateway to all those jobs which are managed by the central universities and some state universities, government, to that particular jobs, LDA sang, different offices no, income tax department no sang. Revenue department no sang department najak no ji LDN na computer operators na different categories of jobs are there which are run by the central government. SSC gives us a gateway to get our job in those offices all over the country. So this is asno chuwa state government no ma ba pushiwa ma ho sa ju tang ji our scope becomes big, not in state government, in all over India. And there are many students, many of my friends also, who cleared this SSC examinations, and then they are doing very well also. And what is SSC? Because NPSC, UPSC, that's what you do. I got the SSC no sir. Because they know what these exams are, and these are good jobs also again. Central schemes, no, I'm not schemes. Central pay scale no. So these are all good jobs only. So that is what SSC means, and for that you can take, graduation is enough, simple graduation, art, science, commerce, no, except technical level, na technical level, that's no engineering in our general level, but it's all about any graduate can apply. Any graduate, art, science, commerce, or some diploma courses also can apply for this SSC. SSC also holds, it goes on different grades. So who are interested, you can just, I'll give you the website, you can always go on checking. And if possible, try to get this employment news. Newspaper, I'm sure Maliji though. Employment news, newspaper, Arwaleha Tanas newspaper, I get Maliji website tangis. Sa website noji where page ka noji department aja advertisement magas no. Now Kuba website theater by advertisement per company and that way newspapers are sometimes very helpful because employment news was there. So if you can get those who are seeking for jobs, if you can get a hold of this employment news, then that will give you a very clear idea of every single job that comes out from the central government. It is a page, if a newspaper here, page 13 job. So you can apply for that, you can opt for that newspaper also. Employment news, I think it's still called the same, employment news. So you can just, everything will be given there in detail. Okay. Anything that you want to ask again? Anyone again? Feel free. I may, whatever I know, I'll tell. If I do not know, I will know. If you have any queries, you can ask now. Otherwise, we'll wind up the session for today. And if you have no problem after this also, you can just feel free to come and meet me. Okay? All right? Fine then. Thank you so much for cooperating. Okay.
Talabnungi, kahang tasyang abang bada-bada mutang tamasa penlar, asir